What is up, guys? TD here, bringing you another Throwback Thursday. This time we're gonna jump in the DeLorean and gun it to 88 back to 1995. That's right, we're playing some Worms. Man, I played this game back when I was in middle school. That's how old this game is. And the graphics certainly show it, but my god, this game was so much fun to play back then. If you've never played it before, it's basically a 2D warfare game where you play as, yes, a group of worms who have an arsenal of weapons ranging from bazookas to grenades to Uzis, shotguns, teleporters, banana bombs, miniguns, all kinds of crazy, insane weapons. And your objective is to eliminate the enemy team or teams, because you can play with up to like 4 teams at one time. So it was quite a fun game to play with friends, because you could play, I always played it on computer, but I think it was on Sega Genesis maybe. But you could take turns to where, because I guess I should explain that first. It's like a turn-based game where each of the little worms each gets a turn, and within your turn you can both move and attack within 30 seconds. So if you want to play with your friends, you would each pick your teams and then you would take turns, and it was a whole lot of fun. And there was really no objective to it besides just to blow the crap out of each other in interesting and effective ways. And what was cool about it was it did have little things like wind, which depending on the wind you could use it to your advantage or sometimes to your disadvantage. And you fire a bazooka at an enemy and it would end up blowing back and hitting you instead. Or you throw a cluster bomb and then the cluster bomb would end up blowing you up or whatever. And then also every level had destructible terrain, so as you can see already, as you're throwing grenades and bazookas and everything else at your enemies, the terrain is blowing up with the explosions. So it really made for an interesting battlefield, because in the really intense battles it would get to a point where there was almost no terrain left, and of course beneath the terrain is either water or liquid of some form, and that's instant death. So a lot of times you didn't even have to knock somebody's their health down, you could just knock them into the water and kill them. So there was definitely a good amount of strategy to be had in this rather old game, but it was so much fun to just think of different ways that you could use everything to your advantage, from, you know, throwing a cluster bomb into a group of enemies, or setting a stick of dynamite that would blow up and knock the terrain out below them and send them all falling to a liquid death. But it was a really good concept, and they've made a ton of sequels. I don't even know how many there are. There's probably 5, 6, 7, 8 sequels. I'm not even sure, because I think they just released one this past year. So it has held out through time, through these last almost 20 years. But I haven't actually played. The last one I played, shoot, what was it? Something Warfare? It was a 3D version. I actually had a lot of fun with that too. It was really cool to see it in 3D, and it added a whole nother level of strategy to the game. And I guess maybe if you didn't play the old ones back in the day, you probably couldn't appreciate that too much, because it seems really childish, but that was what it was all about. But I'm going to keep this one shorter than the Tomb Raider one, and a little less boring, but I figured if you guys hadn't seen this game before, it would definitely be worth showing, because this was one of my favorite games from my childhood, and it was something that was fun like I said, to play with your friends because it had that nice multiplayer mechanic to it. And it was just a whole lot of fun. So, thanks you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to try to get some more of these, try to make this a weekly thing, because I really enjoy going back and visiting these old games that I used to love, and also showing them to people who may have not have played them. They may have been maybe too young to have played them, or maybe just weren't into games back then, or whatever the case may be. But appreciate you guys watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you on the next one.